I'm Nick Nairn, a Scotsman.
Give it about 5 minutes.
And I'm Paul Rankin, an Ulsterman.
We're on a food adventure in New Zealand.
What made you choose this particular vehicle?
I think it really suits our image.
What? Cutting-edge Ulster Scots chefs?
No, clapped out and confused.
We're cooking for descendants of great Scots and Ulster Scots settlers who've played a vital part in the development of this great nation.
We're in Palmerston North in the Manawatu-Wanganui region of New Zealand's North Island.
We're cooking for Claire Massey, whose great-grandfather was William Ferguson Massey, New Zealand's 19th Prime Minister, and one of the thousands of Ulster Scots migrants who came over in the late 19th and early 20th centuries.
On our food travels, we encounter some slippery customers.
Visit a free-range pork farm.
Perfect pork for Palmerston North.
And learn a thing or two about lavender.
I've also heard that they chase away scorpions.
I don't know where you get your stories from.
So, Paul, we've come here to Palmerston North to get some premier ingredients.
We're keen, kilted,
And curious.
to find out more about a wee fella from Limavady who became Prime Minister.
Do you think I might get some tips?
Are you looking to change your job?
Never too late in politics, Paul.
Well, before you dip your toes into politics, God help us, try dipping your toes into fresh water. You might just get lucky.
So, we're in the Manawatu River.
And we're looking for one of New Zealand's slipperiest customers.
You've already got one of those.
You saying I'm slippery?
Maybe.
This river is reputed to contain hundreds of New Zealand's finest eels.
Something bit me. Help.
Don't be such a big wuss.
Let's face it, we're never going to find any. Luckily, eel expert Marty Hodge of Lavender Eel Trading has the real deal.
So, Marty, you're not the slippery character we're looking for. What kind of eels are you catching here in New Zealand?
We have short fin and long fin eels.
Now, eels are a bit like me. They're skinny and they like to travel. Tell me about their travelling.
They obviously go out to sea, they breed, they die when they spawn. The young swim back to the streams that adults have left from, so it's quite an impressive feat, I think.
So enough of all this eel chat, but you've actually brought some for us to see, yeah?
Absolutely.
So let's see them.
Am I going to be scared?
No problem. You're a natural.
Oh,
Wow, look at that.
And then you... I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh, they're a bit too much for me. I can't handle that.
Don't wash your hands.
Big fearty Paul. I bet the Ulster Scots weren't frightened of eels, or ales, as we would say.
Right, so
So that's more my cup of tea.
yeah, while you've been away, we've got some smoked product.
Doesn't move as much.
Yeah.
So this is a hot smoke product.
Yes.
smoke.
Yeah, yeah. There we go, Nairn. Oh, it's lovely.
Delicious.
It's beautifully savoury. And the reason why it works is all that rich fat that the eels have.
That's right. And it's smoked with manuka wood as well, which just gives it a great soft taste.
So did you like that smoked eel?
I loved it so much, I think we should do it with one of my favourite garnishes.
What?
A little salad of apple and watercress and capers and a horseradish cream.
Are you bossing me around?
I might be.
I knew you were a slippery customer.
So, for our starter, we're making smoked eel, roast beetroot and apple salad with a wasabi creme fraiche.
So this is the Lavender smoked eel. It's the fillets. And we're going to remove the skin and the fat from the back of the eel.
Okay, to do the beetroot, just top and tail it. What do you call the orange one?
Orange beetroot.
And then you just wrap it in foil. Into an oven, about 140, for about an hour and a half or until soft. Beetroot in the oven.
So you're going to do the wasabi creme fraiche.
Yeah, instead of horseradish, for being all wacky, I'm doing it with wasabi. Or is it all in?
No.
Half.
Try half first and then you can always add more. You can't take it out.
So you just mix the wasabi into the creme fraiche with a little bit of salt.
Delicious. So we're going to check these beetroot just to see if they're done. Just a little bit of give, and that's them.
So the beetroot now just needs to be peeled. Look how the skin's gone very dark, but underneath it's still a beautiful orange color. And you want to keep the red and the orange separate.
It's a nice tart apple, and we're going to cut these into little matchsticks. Right, come on, let's start dressing this.
Okay.
We'll start with some watercress on the bottom, some apple, a couple of capers. Okay, beetroot, please.
Eel.
Yeah, eel's coming.
Don't let them escape, slippery guys.
Coming in.
Oh, I showed those eels.
You showed them who's boss.
I did, man.
Nice bit of the wasabi. Okay, we're going to chop a few chives.
A normal vinaigrette with a little bit of Dijon mustard and
So, Lavender smoked eel salad.
with beetroot, apple, and wasabi creme fraiche. And the creme fraiche ties it all together because it goes with the eel, the beetroot, the apple, the watercress.
I think that's a little work of genius.
Oh, yeah. Worth all that slithering.
In 1870, William Ferguson Massey left Limavady, County Londonderry, to join his family in New Zealand and went on to become the country's 19th Prime Minister. In his honour, one of New Zealand's top universities is named after him, and it's where I'm meeting his granddaughter, Claire Massey, who just happens to be Massey University's Director of Agri-Food. Must be in the genes.
Came out here at 14 and worked his way up through the farming union movement, actually, and got into politics, and then eventually became Prime Minister. And he was one of the longest-serving New Zealand Prime Ministers, but with an absolute passion for education and agriculture. And when they were looking for a name for the University of New Zealand, College of Agriculture, William Massey's name popped out of the box first.
You must be very proud of him.
I am very proud of that. The university, for its first almost 100 years now, has been leading the way in helping people get the most out of our land. So we have shaped New Zealand for 85 years.
So around here, what kind of great produce might a chef find?
Well, the Manawatu is a fantastic area for growing all sorts of things. Historically, it's been really strong in dairy.
Yeah.
But it really can grow great fruit, great vegetables, great pork, and there's a little bit of fishing. But really, it's everything that grows in New Zealand grows in the Manawatu.
I'm going to be spoiled for choice then.
Yeah?
I just love the sound of that pork.
We've heard about a free-range pig farm in Manukau, so we're on our way to see a man about a dog.
So you must be Woody?
Well, this is Woody's farm, and my name's Daniel. The farm's actually named after a dog.
Really?
Well, we're here to talk to Woody.
He was busy.
Fair enough. So what was your vision for pig farming here?
So I was just so opposed to intensive pig farms that I wanted to have a free-range pig farm that was a niche product, and I wanted to have these rare breed pigs outdoors all the time.
And so it's all free range?
It's all free range. They're born outdoors. They've got huts, obviously, shelter and water and all that kind of stuff. But then they spend the rest of their life outdoors.
So what's your background? Do you know, farmer, butcher?
Consumer electronics. The beauty about consumer electronics is you learn how to learn. So YouTube and all those type of internet type things were fantastic.
So all your pigs are raised by you, they're fed by you,
Yep.
and they're butchered and then sold by you.
Correct, yeah.
After the break, we discover the culinary delights of Lavender.
Try that now.
Yeah, it's almost fruity.
And pork's on the menu.
The meat is spectacular.
We're on a food adventure in New Zealand, exploring our Ulster Scots heritage.
Let's get going.
We're in Palmerston North, cooking for friends and family of descendants of New Zealand's 19th Prime Minister, William F. Massey.
Our visit to a pig farm has given us some fantastic pork. We just need to work out what we're cooking.
So I think we should do pork chops. But this is like the Wild West. We should do pork chop and beans.
But Italian style. Chili, garlic, fennel, copper.
But the cowboys didn't use those things.
We're not cowboys.
Are you sure?
No.
So for our main course, we're making marinated pork chop, white beans with a fennel salad.
Pork really loves the sort of pickling taste of salt and sugar.
But it also likes a bit of chili heat and some fennel and some nice black pepper.
A little bit of bay leaf. I'm going to just put the chops right on it.
I'm just crushing down the garlic. Fennel seeds.
Okay,
Salt,
switch, dance,
sea salt.
twist.
There we go.
So that's it. Salt, sugar, fennel, garlic, chili, black pepper, bay.
Fridge. So to go with the pork, we've got the beans and we're doing them
Italian cowboy style.
Italian cowboy style.
We've got some chopped onion. We're going to soften that in a pan.
Garlic. Okay.
A little bit of salt.
How much chili do you want?
2. Chili!
Yes, chef.
Time for the beans.
Half a bay leaf because they're very strong. And just enough stock. Going to cover them.
Beans are ready for the oven. Foil there.
Boil's coming up, sir.
Wow, you're like Fred Astaire.
That's rich coming from you, Ginger. Chop, chop. Time to cook a chop. Try and render some of the fat.
So the beans are cooked. They've been in the oven for about 45 minutes. And we're going to split them. We're going to serve one half with the tomatoes and parsley, and we're going to puree the other half.
Okay, so we're starting to get a little bit of colour on the outside of the chop now. So I'm turning down the heat in the pan.
Okay, just pureeing the beans. So to finish these beans, we've got some tomatoes, a little bit of parsley, and a little bit of Daniel's delicious copper. In it goes. Bit of pepper, and a little bit of extra virgin olive oil.
Okay, that's the pork chop done.
Fennel salad is a beautiful thing, but you need one of these gadgets to get it right. A little bit of lemon zest.
It's a beautiful thing. Need some decent oil. Say when.
That's enough.
Bit of lemon juice. Okay, so all you do is just toss everything.
Chop there.
Chop, chop, thank you. Streak. Ta-da. Bit of fennel. Okay, bit of beans. Chop.
So that's Woody's.
Pork and beans.
Oh. The meat is spectacular.
And I love it with the freshness of the fennel, with the earthiness of the beans. Chop, chop.
Perfect pork.
For Palmerston North.
We're finding out about Ulster Scot William Ferguson Massey, New Zealand's 19th Prime Minister, whose background in agriculture earned him the nickname Farmer Bill. I'm meeting Professor James Watson to find out more.
Massey came from a small town of Limavady in County Londonderry. His family immigrated to New Zealand when he was only 6 years old, but he was left behind to complete his education and only came out to New Zealand when he was 14.
So he started as a farmer?
He did. He chose to be a farmer.
And was he a good farmer?
Yes, he certainly had the reputation of being an extremely good farmer. Of course, he didn't farm for that long. He moved into politics, but his reputation as Farmer Bill was tremendously important to him politically. That was his brand.
Now, obviously, he was incredibly successful in politics and ended up as Premier. How did that happen?
The opposition at the time was struggling. It tended to be led by landed gentry who don't seem to have really put the effort in. But Massey, a very hard-working, dedicated individual, really put the work in and finally was able to become Premier in 1912.
What kind of a Premier was William Massey?
Well, Massey was certainly renowned for his firmness, which was very associated with the fact that he was of Ulster Scots background. That was always a major point in his favour as far as his supporters were concerned, and a thing that his opponents, of course, very much picked on.
True Ulster Scot.
Indeed, indeed.
We've just dessert left to make, so we're heading out along the Kapiti coast to Lavender Creek Farm to meet Suzy White.
Do you know one of the most amazing things about New Zealand? Is every time you turn a corner on a road, the landscape just changes.
I know, it's so spectacular.
It's off the scale.
Time to wake up and smell the lavender.
Suzy,
Yes.
I've got to confess that as a chef, lavender's not high on my list of things to cook with. Are you going to convince me that I'm wrong?
Yes, yes. As long as you use the right lavender, you'll be absolutely fine. Any English lavender you can use.
It's a lot milder than I thought it would be.
It's very sweet.
Try that, Nick.
Yeah, it's almost fruity.
We were really worried, huh? What do you use lavender in when you're cooking with it?
When I'm cooking, I do a lavender shortbread and I do lavender syrup, creme brulee, lavender preserves, anything that I can think of.
I've also heard that they chase away scorpions.
I don't know where you get your stories from.
I hear a lot of stories.
Actually, we don't have scorpions, so...
So you don't know then?
I don't know.
They might be good for chasing away scorpions.
I don't know.
So Suzy reckons that lavender works in the creme brulee.
When I think of lavender, I always think of Provence and things like figs.
Do you know the two of those would work well together?
Maybe with a bit of red wine on the figs.
Yeah, I can see that. Do you know, I was really worried about cooking with lavender. I think it belongs in soap, but actually, I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
So for dessert, we're making lavender creme brulee with fig and plum compote.
We're going to make a lavender creme brulee with...
A problem. I couldn't get any fresh figs at all, so we're going to use some fig paste and a little bit of plum and a little bit of red wine. We're going to play about.
600 mils of double cream, put this into a heavy base pan. I'm going to put some vanilla in as well, and then that's going onto the stove, and I'm going to bring that to the boil, and I'm going to watch it like a hawk, because there is nothing worse than boiling cream over.
Yeah.
6 egg yolks, 75 grams of caster sugar, and they need to be whisked together. So you said to me, guaranteed fig.
What's interesting about New Zealand is if it's not in season, you're not getting it because New Zealand's so far away. So fig paste is just a puree of figs with a little bit of lemon. I think there's a little bit of ginger in there. So not too much red wine, but a cup maybe.
Pop it on the heat and melt it down.
So I'm just going to add 3 heads of lavender into the cream and vanilla mixture. I'm going to let them infuse for about 10 minutes.
And just drizzling the plums with a little bit of red wine so they don't oxidize while the fig is melting down.
So, cream is boiling. Pour in the double cream.
Can you smell the lavender?
You certainly can smell the lavender. That is
You're
for
a
sure.
bit concerned in case it goes too much, like a bathroom product.
I am. Right, so I'm going to sieve out to the lavender now because it's really starting to pick up quite a bit of flavour. Okay, so that's the custard, and we now need to cook the custard in a bain-marie. How's your compote?
Wow, it's really thickened up, yeah.
It's really dark, look. I'm going to add the plums and the red wine and cook it out again.
And I'm going to pour my custard into these dishes. Paul, I need some boiling water. We're going to cover these with cling film, and then you're going to bang them in the oven.
Just be careful not to shake them too much when you're putting them in.
Check.
Check these.
Just starting to set.
What could possibly go wrong, Mr. Nairn?
Oh, boiling hot water and creme brulees.
Now, straight into the fridge.
That's the brulee chilled down now. It's had about 4 or 5 hours. Your compote's chilled down.
I'm going to whack some of this fig liqueur in.
Okay.
You start going, man.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to brulee this. Ice and sugar. And the tricky thing with this is getting the right amount of icing sugar. You should always let your blow lamp warm up so it doesn't do that flaming thing.
I
like it really thin, just a little crisp.
Yeah.
So I'd stop there.
Okay, perfect.
And there we have it. Lavender creme brulee with...
Fig and plum compote.
I thought when we were making it, the lavender was too strong. But you were right, when it's cooled down, it comes back a bit, yeah.
Suzy would be proud of us. It's
I
like
think
a
she would.
taste of Provence.
But will the Massey Massive be into their lavender?
That's it, our menu's ready.
And it's time for service.
Oh, I'm hoping there's a surprise because, you know, that's why we're all here, to find out what their combination of skills can do with our fabulous food.
I think I am expecting from Ulster Scots some fabulous potatoes.
I'm watering at the mouth right now.
Okay, service.
Oops.
Right.
Where's the current press?
Okay, let's go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. So guys, what we have is a salad of Lavender smoked eel.
With some apple, beetroot, and a wasabi cream.
Enjoy.
Sounds great.
Wow. I was surprised that it looked so beautiful. And it was the combination of all of those different textures and colours that it looked attractive, and that's often not something you think about with eel.
The mix of the vegetables with the wasabi sauce and the apple, very, very nice.
Oh, doesn't that look good?
So guys, for main course, we have Woody's pork.
So this is Wild West pork chop and beans.
Enjoy.
Loved the fennel, and I think it complemented the pork beautifully.
This pork from the southern Manawatu was delicious.
So ladies and gentlemen, for dessert, it's the New Zealand lavender creme brulee.
With a fig and plum compote. A little bit of sunshine.
Enjoy.
Just beautiful and very fitting for the rest of the beautiful meal. That was the standout for me. It was lovely, so pretty and so tasty.
Well, I thought the smoked eel was fantastic. Extraordinary fine flavour. Beautiful salad, the garnish looked good. You've got to admit that garnish was extraordinary.
Yeah. Well, those Masseys can eat, that's for sure.
Ah, they polished off their pork chops. Came back for more.